What's up, you guys? Welcome back to another review on the channel that provides you with the encouragement and support you need to justify buying another pair of shoes. Today, we're going to be talking about the New Balance 1000 Snipes exclusive. Now, this model originally came out in 1999, and at that time, it probably looked something more like this. It didn't receive as much of a popular response. I really think this futuristic upper was ahead of its time, but since its resurgence in 2024, this has become a very popular model for New Balance. But between them creating new models like the RC56 and the 2010s that just came out, it really seems like New Balance just can't miss at this point. When this shoe originally released in 2024, I wasn't that hyped for it, but that was only because they just didn't have any colorways yet that I felt like I needed to get. So I waited around kind of looking for something that just really hit for me, and this was it. As soon as I saw this fully metallic upper, especially in this colorway, it just gave me Air Max 95 Solar Red vibes all day. And between that and New Balance being always known for extreme comfort, it really made this a no-brainer to cop. Now, the comparisons to the Air Max 95 on this are blatantly obvious, but in the best way possible. I mean, we know that Nike Air is not the most comfortable material in the first place, so for New Balance to re-release a model like this with that same Air Max 95 aesthetic and lacing system, even though this came out in 1999, is almost like a roundabout way of giving us an upgrade on the Nike Air technology, because New Balance's absorbed foam is just superior. Now, my initial thoughts on the New Balance 1000 are that you need this metallic paneling on the lower and the upper. That's just a personal preference, but in this era of mesh runners, there's always some sort of element of metallic paneling to the shoe, but this model in general, I feel like looks way more cohesive and just complete when that is the all-over material. Now, the details on the shoe are really immense in hand. You get a lot of nice, unique touches that really make you feel like you're getting the most bang for your buck from panel to panel. You have these embroidered motion lines throughout the upper and some of these embossed or debossed areas. Looking at it from front to back, you really just don't see any part of the shoe that New Balance missed putting a little extra touch to it. My favorite part about this design, though, for wearability is this toe box. If you notice this canvas material, it actually separates the lateral and medial sides. So when you're walking, that crease is only really happening to that canvas portion. You do get a little bit on the medial side, but in general, it removes any possibility for that toe box creasing that you might get on an Air Force One or a Dunk. That kind of just ruins the aesthetic of it. The midsole uses New Balance's patented absorbed foam technology, and honestly, it's pretty soft to the touch, and just in general, a lot softer than I was expecting on this specific model. The outsole was something that I was a little bit concerned about when I originally saw this model. I just thought with the potting and then the segmentation from the heel to the forefoot that this heel shank plate might actually cause a little bit of a gapped feeling, but when I was wearing them, I didn't feel that at all. Moving to the heel, you get some embroidery hits again. You get the N logo at the top of the heel, you get the New Balance branding and the 1000 tag yet again, and some more of those subtle motion lines that I mentioned that were embroidered throughout the shoe. On the sock liner, you get this additional heel pad, which I thought might have been a little bit uncomfortable, but it fits just right. I really didn't notice a problem with that at all. If anything, it's a welcome addition and it kind of bumps up the aesthetic of it as well. But one of the main things that makes this shoe stand out is the Air Max 95 style lacing system that you find on it, and I'm a big fan of it. It does come with a few alternate lace holes that are added, but I'm not exactly sure how that would look lacing it up in that style. But either way, you get a metallic panel that comes up the center of the tongue and kind of locks in those laces. Then you get striped hits with black and red on all of the lace loops. And in the middle of this metallic panel on the tongue, you get a little bit of mesh that runs up the center that's really nice. Then rounding out the top of the tongue, you have the classic New Balance 1000 branding with this canvas material. Overall, this shoe aesthetically, I think New Balance killed this. I've honestly just been waiting around for some more colorways that have the metallic lower and upper panels, because I think that's the best way this shoe is represented and it gives the best look. This colorway specifically was the Snipes exclusive, which I purchased directly from their website, and the first thing I gotta say out of the box, pardon the pun, is this is the box. They bagged it, it was not double boxed, it's torched. Bruh. I know some people don't care or even keep the box, but it is something that bothered me that they didn't take the time with their own exclusive to even box it. Second thing would be some QC issues, starting with some missed threads on the medial side, some by the N logo, and the main issue with this was glue stains. They are all over this thing. I mean, I'm gonna show you guys in the B-roll, but it really just goes heel to toe on both sides. Very visible glue marks, which I thought was really surprising. I mean, yeah, some New Balances have a little bit of issue, but this is just the worst I've ever seen. Honestly, people probably aren't even going to notice this when you have them on foot, but for the person buying it, obviously this is not ideal. Moving on to comfort. Number one, these were way more comfortable than I thought they were going to be. I was surprised. I was like, this is 50-50. I could get screwed over on this, but these did not disappoint. Trust me when I tell you, comfort will not be a factor in this shoe. They got you covered on that. Now, moving on to sizing, I went true to size, and that worked out also. I did try to put my move insoles in there just to give a little bit more to that heel shank area. Didn't work out, but I've worn these around a few times now, and even with the standard insole, it's supportive enough that you really don't notice it. So overall, even counting the QC issues, I'm really satisfied with this shoe. The look and the feel is really on point, and I can't wait till the Solar Reds re-release, because I'm gonna get those for a side-by-side comparison to really show what I saw in my mind when I seen these. But for anybody who didn't pull the trigger on these, you're similar to me in that way, because I was hesitant, mainly because I thought this toe box was gonna be very small and squeeze your toes together. That was not the case at all. There's plenty of room in there, and the inside is actually very plush. When you're wearing it, there's really no irritation on your foot. I just think it's a really interesting time to be into sneakers, with brands like New Balance and Asics kind of coming up and filling that space that Nike left a few years ago when they kind of left the back door open. But now with them bringing out their own archive models and then also creating brand new ones like the RC56 or the 2010, it's really interesting. Plus you have these brands doing cool collaborations that back in the day maybe only Nike or Adidas would do. But now we're getting shoes that we want with comfort that we need, and we're getting attention to detail stylistically that we wouldn't have gotten from these shoes before when they were only focused on performance. But anyways guys, that's going to do it for this review, and if you wouldn't mind hitting the like button, subscribing, or even just leaving a comment, that'd be greatly appreciated. I'll see you guys on the next one, and remember, life's short, so buy the shoes.